What's going on, everybody? Remember, back here with another video for you guys today. Today, I will be doing my review of Dead Space, the remake that came out in 2023. Now, I should have had this review out a long time ago, but didn't get the opportunity to do it. I was working on some of my Madden stuff. Fortnite came out, One Piece Odyssey, then also Forspoken, so I was working on a lot of games at the time. I know, maybe a week or two late, but I want to give you guys my review of it because I want to grow on this channel and work on other content. But the gameplay you guys are seeing are from my Let's Play channel, me doing it from live on Twitch, and also bringing it over to YouTube. So if you guys want to see these videos live, maybe about 15 episodes, link will be in the description box down below. But let's go ahead and talk about the Dead Space remake. A little background about me: I am not a huge fan of horror games in general, especially growing up as a kid, because around 2008, 2009, this was considered to be the scariest game of all time heading into 2008, 2009, and that's what kind of pushed me away from getting it. I did buy it, got to the first 5-10 minutes. Couldn't finish it around 2017, 2018. I attempted again because it was free on my PC when you had EA Origins, and still couldn't do it. But now that I'm a little bit more older, a little bit more mature, I went ahead and gave it a try because the game did look great, and people were telling me the game's gonna be good. Bree, check it out, and I actually gave it a chance. So this remake, in my personal opinion, didn't need to happen, but I'm glad it did because this is kind of like the standard you need to have when you are going to do a remake of just any game in general. You didn't do a remaster, you just brought it back for the same graphics, updated the textures, gave us 45, 50 FPS. No, they built it from the ground up, changed some stuff as well, some designs. You can look at the videos on YouTube if you want to. But let's talk about the review and my experience and how I felt about it. This will not be a spoiler. This will be a spoiler-free review, best way I can. So yes, let's talk about it. Start of the story. You are Isaac Clarke, an engineer, and you and your coworkers get a SOS to board the USG Ishimura. And by the time you get there, 5 to 10 minutes into you exploring the ship, you notice that people are either not there, dead, or they're turned into these creatures, the Necromorphs, which are essentially the aliens that has boarded the ship, and you're going to be killing a whole bunch of them heading into the storyline. So that's essentially how it comes into the story. When it comes to the story, my personal opinion was actually pretty good. Once you get towards the end, you notice some of the twists and turns that was going to happen. I kind of didn't see it coming. I thought it was what it is whenever you are looking to play the game, but it did caught you off guard experiencing the game. Now, there are the first two. There are 3 games in the series, a little bit more, but for the major 3, I did play Dead Space 3, and didn't play much of Dead Space 2. Main reason I played Dead Space 3 was because it was co-op. So, yeah, back to the story. And what I've also looked at and what my friends have told me that these are some of the new voice actors for Isaac and I believe the other woman, I forgot her name, and also new face models. And in this game, Isaac actually talks in this game, and they was able to sync it up like it was originally in the original game. But no, they actually got a voice actor that had him talk in the game, and they actually synced it really good with the story. Gameplay wise, this is a third-person horror game. And I can't lie, from every turn, I was getting jump scared. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it did catch me off guard. It can catch you off guard at times. The guns are actually pretty good. You do get the plasma cutter at the start of the game. There are a lot of guns in the game, schematics you can use to upgrade your gun. But my favorite was the plasma gun, the flamethrower, I think the rifle as well. There are a whole lot more guns in the game, but I think the way the game is, you only get to select 4, and ammo is gonna be kind of scarce at times, but besides that, you do have a nice arsenal of weapons. I think the design of weapons, the idea of weapons, were just amazing. I can't deny that. When it comes to that, you can actually upgrade them as well by finding nodes in the game. You can find them by secret areas in the match. I mean, in the ship, or you can buy them from the store, which you can buy ammo, health packs, stasis, which are technically your telekinesis that you can use to slow down doors, slow down enemies, grab any object in an item to throw it at your enemies, or carry it to go into another room to advance to another section of the map of the game. That's something that actually I found pretty cool, was the guns, the stasis, and also the way to upgrade them. The way you upgrade them, you can get more ammo, reload speed, damage. They have special upgrades where it increase the fire rate of a gun, the damage of the gun. Also, some guns can turn into fire, especially with the plasma cutter, because that was actually my favorite gun you can actually do. You even upgrade your armor. You can get better health, your stasis, your oxygen, how much damage you can take. You can also buy your upgrades as well. One thing I will say at certain points, especially at the beginning of the game, you can actually notice that you will run out of ammo pretty quickly, so I do kind of recommend you guys do have to upgrade your suit. But yeah, that's something I didn't have a really problem with as well. The workbench is also where you actually going to upgrade your guns. It's kind of between between that and the store, they're kind of gonna be right next to each other, but sometimes the store will be by, you might need the store and the bench at the same time, but the bench might be in this area, or then the store might be somewhere far away. Not really far away, but you can notice that you kind of like they be in the both same area, because sometimes you can actually respec your guns for a fee of 5,000, but sometimes you might need to sell something. So when it comes to finding health and ammo, really much of a problem. If you stomp on your enemies, you will get ammo or a health pack. It really truly depends. I think it was random at times, but you really couldn't really notice, because sometimes I would have my guns in there. I would get ammo for guns that was not in my major 4 slots. Um, One thing I also like about this game as well is the exploration of the game. For a game like this, you can explore a whole lot more, because there will be level security clearance from 1, 2, and 3. And when you progress further through the game, you can actually backtrack and explore some of these items. Now, you can find some nodes, health packs, schematics that can expand your workbench of certain guns once you find them. I didn't actually find everything, which was kind of crazy, because I thought I was trying to loot best way I can. Um, Replayability. It has a lot of replayability. I can say that. You have New Game Plus. You can bring all of your weapons, your upgrades, everything you bring to a new game, and adjust the difficulty, which is actually pretty good when you bring to games like this, especially a single player game. Because once people beat the game, that's kind of it. You kind of don't want to revisit, but a game like this, it makes you want to replay it. One thing I can say with I didn't like with the gameplay was a little bit the gravity, where you can just explore and just go around and define gravity. I kind of didn't like the controls of it. That's just my personal opinion, but it was fine. I can deal with it. Sometimes the puzzle wasn't really too hard. Wasn't any really major boss fights until you get to the end. You can notice some of these enemy types, which is really annoying. Your standard necromorphs, you had little small ones that spread out like the 3 tentacles and just try to shoot at you. You have your aggressive ones. You have one that just it just moves really fast. My favorite enemy type was the hunter. I wanted more enemy types like this in this game, and it was actually pretty cool. It brought some excitement, like, hey, I can't just kill everybody. But besides that, gameplay, I see no issues really technically. Besides maybe the gravity, that was the only negative downside I had with that. But yeah, graphics wise, game looked freaking amazing. Built from the game right back up. 4K, 60 FPS from my experience. Didn't experience no type of lagging, no type of frame rate drop, no crashing. That's one thing I love best about games now, especially this one, at least for spoken, for my experience. I didn't experience no type of frame drop. I give me performance over resolution over graphics any day of the week. Final thoughts of the game, in my personal opinion, and this is where I will kind of rant off a little bit. One thing I didn't notice about the game is that it wasn't no dodge and it wasn't no counter. I thought that this would have had that. It could have added that, because most of the time you're either running around, just trying to avoid getting hit most of the time, and that's something with that I really wish they would have added to the game. No blocking either. I couldn't, like I said, I mentioned before, I couldn't just stand the gravity. Now, I did play Callisto Protocol. The guy who made Callisto Protocol also had works on the original Dead Space. I can see why you guys had so much high expectations for Callisto Protocol when you play Dead Space. The game was just freaking amazing. I can't deny about that. Once again, there are 2 more games in the major plot of the series. There are other ones that was on the Wii, I think the DS. I can see Dead Space 2 getting a remake because of the success it had. I do recommend picking up this game, because at the end of the day, I don't recommend many single player games, especially games at full price, because here the game is about 2 weeks from now, and I'm pretty sure people are enjoying this game. This is a game I would say worth picking up. I was every turn I was feeling the horror. I will say this about Callisto Protocol: the atmosphere in Callisto Protocol had me more shook than Dead Space Remake, just a little bit. I don't know why. I felt like that had a little bit more of the atmosphere, but I was definitely getting scared more in Dead Space Remake. So let me know what you guys think about it. Comment down below if you guys have played the Dead Space Remake. Let me know how I did in this. I want feedback. Please let me know how I did. I do think the game is definitely worthy of a pickup. I think this game is definitely my top 5 games. So I see why people actually enjoyed playing this game. Really do hope they do add a DLC maybe and see expansion. One thing I didn't get the chance to mention, that they are side missions, that which originally wasn't in the game. Dead Space 3 did have side missions, but I don't think I remember doing much of it here in Dead Space, because you was so tied up in the story and you're trying to find your nodes and stuff. You can get a whole bunch of major gear and a level up in it, but I just really didn't find the time in my playthrough to actually go explore. So hope you guys enjoyed this, man. I love you guys, man. I am out. Peace.